That's right, folks. It's another late night and time for another reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag. And tonight we're pulling out, oh good golly, it's the Wing Chick!
Yeah. And no, it's
Woo!
not the chick from Buffalo Wild Wings who sells you your hot wings.
Sure. Why
Dragon, I
not?
got to admit, that's what I thought the premise of this episode was when I first heard of it. It's like, oh, it's got to be like some chick who sells buffalo wings. How wrong was I?
Yep.
All right. So how you doing, Dragon?
Doing well. Been watching that Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the Real World episode 5, like the rest
Yes,
of the
my
general public
golly,
should.
so have I. What a coincidence.
Like, my oh my, folks, if you haven't watched it, what's wrong with you? Get your head examined. While you're getting your head examined, while you're in the waiting room, watch that video. Watch Harley Quinn the Joker, episode 5. If you watch that and you realize, oh my god, I love this series, I want more episodes, how do I get more
No, no,
episodes?
no. Okay,
Check it
here's
out.
the chain of events. Here's the chain of events. You need to watch it, right? You first need to watch the episode,
Of course.
and then the episode's going to be so awesome that it's going to literally blow your mind and you're going to have to get your head examined. So while you have someone drive you to the hospital, you're going to be watching episode 5 again on the way to the hospital.
Of course.
And then when you're in the waiting room, again, episode 5, because why not?
Yeah.
And then you know what, folks? Even when you get into the procedure and even when the doctors come to see you, just insist, doctor, I would feel so much better if you just let me watch episode 5 on my phone while we have this conversation. That's
Little
what you need
Demona,
to do, folks.
good old Demona Bees, she's got the right idea. She's doing it. She has it on loop mode. It's like when you go to like a rich person's house, they have like that same video
That's
playing.
actually a really damn good idea. I've heard several people doing that.
Myself included. After I read those pages, just like, oh my god, I gotta put it on a loop. So now and again, I'm gonna have like on a loop just to kind of like rack up those.
It's like the loop of God, this is a ridiculous comparison.
You can use the Scarface comparison.
No, but close. It's the loop of Ernesto de la Cruz and his party.
Oh yes. Yep. While you're remembering me, remember Just Giggle It's Harley Quinn the Joker versus.
Now I want to go watch that movie again.
Like you need an excuse. Soon we're gonna have Just Giggle It Anon. It's kind of like a Just Giggle It Anonymous because Demona B here saying she's developing an addiction for Harley Quinn the Joker. And again, if you're gonna have an addiction, folks, that's the safe addiction to have. Let's be frank. Nothing bad comes from that addiction aside from like 20-minute gaps in the day. But who cares?
Because I have an addiction to cocaine.
Sure.
No, I'm just kidding, folks. I don't.
Well, as far as we know.
I thought it would. I thought the timing would be funny. Anyways.
Anyway. Okay, anyway, so yes, folks, as you probably ascertained by this point, we are talking about the Wing Chick, and before we go any further, we have someone to thank for that. We have Mr. Lucky Music to thank. Mr. Lucky Music was a commenter within one of the live shows for Just Giggle It, and that person had shouted out they would love to see the Wing Chick covered in the Just Giggle It grab bag, and we have done that. So by all means, folks, we will have a link to that person's channel in the comments. Check him out. Again, if you're liking what we're talking about here, it's like, man, I'm waiting for someone to get to the Wing Chicken. Well, ask and you shall receive. All thanks to Mr. Lucky Music. And again, if you want...
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you want the same level of shout out, by all means, folks, I mean, we'll sing your praises. We'll build imaginary monuments to you. By all means, just pick an episode. You control our fan requesting season. This go around here, and so far we have 6 total. And by the time we finish this, we will have 4 left. And by the time we get to the end of those 4, if you have just ones you want to see, just shout them out as we go through here on the Just Giggle It community page. Anywhere, we'll find them and we'll add them to the doc. And you guys control how long this season is. So, food for thought.
All right. Okay, Dragon, do you have any background on this?
Very, very minimal. Just, of course, this episode, this installment of Just Giggle It was their 60th video. This is their 60th video. I want to say this was probably released, I think it was released in 2017. It is written, directed, and edited by Joshua Thomas. The guy just loves wearing all those hats, just like loves stacking them up when he walks into a room. He's got the editor hat, he's got the writer hat, he's got the director hat. All of it says like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. Again, the guy just
he's like a good version of Tommy Wiseau, essentially.
He's the best version of a fame jockey in many stretches. Like Josh Thomas, he's a guy who's actually earns all of those titles. Yes. All right. So. Let's see. So this was, I believe, this was the not counting Harley Quinn the Joker episode 4, The Party. I believe this was the last sketch that Brianna Oppenheimer did. I believe.
Ah, okay.
Now again, bear in mind, Just Giggle It, kind of like as we've seen with Joshua Thomas, they do have somewhat of like a Prince-like vault of all these unaired Just Giggled sketches and like projects that
It also sometimes seems like they have a Prince-like vault of actors that they cycle through as well.
Certainly, and by that logic, all very talented actors as far as we've seen, and by that logic, this I think is like the last one that at least was aired on the channel to date. And for all we know, they could have had extra stuff that they had in there just haven't put up yet. So who knows? But yeah, I think this was. I believe this is the last thing that she did aside from Harley Quinn the Joker.
I
think. All right, let's see. And basically, the premise of this one, folks, it's an ad for single men who who want the secret to meeting women.
Well, by God, Dragon, I wish that product actually existed because it doesn't.
Don't we all?
Going on 8 years, folks. 8 years.
Okay, let's
single Tiki.
All right, let's get off of that sad subject. Let's move on to greener pastures. Yes, so start us off here. Okay, so we're going to break down the wing.
Are you a single man or a man in a relationship, but you would like to cheat, Dragon? Is that you?
So you're asking me? No, it's not.
Yes, I'm asking you, yes.
No, what do I look like to you, Don Draper?
Well, I am a single man, but if I ever got into a relationship, I would never cheat. So, I can answer affirmative to one of those two questions. All right. Anyways, this is how the thing starts, in case you folks are wondering.
I meant to the cheating thing, by the way, for any single women out there. Bachelor. Okay, so we have a guy. Let's see. We start with a guy at the club. We have a guy at the club. We have this is how they're billed, by the way, in the credits. We're not just making this up. So we have a guy at the club, and we have our hot chick example here. And our hot chick, of course,
Piper Henson is just hot chick. If anyone has the right to play a character who's just literally called hot chick, it's Piper Henson.
She doesn't look remote. I wonder if she's miscast though, because she doesn't look remotely like Rob Schneider.
Oh God! How dare you compare Piper Henson to Rob Schneider, Dragon?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you call a character a hot chick, then of course.
How dare you?
No, I'm saying how dare they cast the wondrous, beautiful Piper Henson as a hot chick who is not Rob Schneider.
All right, well, look, you're just going to have to get over that, like, almost 2-decade-year-old movie. Does that make you feel old? I'm just saying, like, that movie came out in the early 2000s, so it must be approaching 20 years at this point.
Very true, but in all seriousness, though, joking aside, though, I mean, yes, I absolutely agree with you, Tiki. If we're casting Piper Henson as anybody, again, hot chick, very appropriate. Piper Henson, again, folks, it's astounding how with Piper Henson, she's played children, she's played old mother-in-laws, she's played, kind of not so attractive women, she's played very attractive
12-year-old boys.
That's what I'm saying. She's so talented. That's the thing. I believe if she really put her mind to it. That's the thing. If she really put her mind to it, she could be a Rob Schneider. I'd buy it because she's that good.
Like her with the mask and the cucumbers on her hairy nipples.
Oh, okay. Now we're kind of taking it to a weird place. Now let's.
All right. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying, man. That's the idea of her playing Rob Schneider. No, I think. Well,
you had to go graphic with it. Now
even the best performers have their limits. Tried it.
I don't know Cranston though. Anyway, but
I've got boobs now.
Anyway. My point is, again, Piper Hinton, as always, we sing her praises, so that's going to be like an old record if we just keep talking about her. But let's just kind of move forward here. So essentially, it's the gist of all this comedy. Of course, breaking down the comedy as we like to do here. Of course, so we have a lot of with the little scenario we have playing out right now. We have kind of a guy at the club. There's our hot chick, and basically, just says, "Hey there," and of course, she slaps him, and I just love the audio on that slap, and then she splashes her drink.
By the way, I just want to call out, like, this might be the funniest use of sound effects yet in Just Giggle It from what we've seen.
Possibly. But yeah, I mean, we have just with that we have some great use of slapstick, and of course, so the thing I really loved in it, besides something else, it's kind of vaguely. Basically, we have a lot of ad comedy here. We have a lot of commercial comedy. Of course, we've seen many forms of commercial comedy over the years. You know, whether it's the Amanda Show, whether it's SNL, or of course, the thing that kind of jumped to mind recently, Better Call Saul. This felt almost like a Better Call Saul ridiculous ad to an extent. Basically, with the text and the graphics, especially, it feels very kind of better. You know, the cheap kind of Saul Goodman ads in a way, and which delighted me to no end. Of course, speaking of which, when we introduce the wing chick, we have this call sound.
Yes, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, Dragon. That sound effect is fucking priceless.
Yes.
I feel like that sound effect uses the classic comedy trope of like they start to overuse it, right? But then they overuse it so much that it turns back on itself and becomes funny again.
Yeah. Here's the thing I wonder if it's someone, you know, one of the Just Giggle It crew making the caw sound effect, because it sounds almost human.
I really like to think it's like Poncio or something yelling caw.
Because, you know, Poncio loves to make animal sound effects because there's been this running gag. At least they've kind of gotten away from it, I presume, because Joshua Thomas either finds it so hilarious or so irritating. Poncio used to be off screen, and he would just say, rats, just randomly. And it would just be hilarious and weird and just delightful. And it's just people in the comments. And just people in the comments kept saying rat, and Joshua said, "No, don't get him started." Anyway, so you never know with sound effects. By the way, of course, before we get any further, of course, we've highlighted Piper Hinton and Brianna Oppenheimer, of course, kind of our kind of Harley Quinn the Joker alumni. But let's not forget, kind of a player. I think it's the first time we've seen her on the grab bag, at the very least. Jackie Duncan, or Jackie.
Yeah, it's definitely the first time I've seen this name. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was really good in this. She's a really good kind of spokesperson role, and very much kind of commercial comedy.
She fit the shoes of the role very well for what it was. She definitely kind of had that sort of like pleasant infomercial vibe about her, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. All right, so basically we have almost like kind of like a do and don't version of things here. We basically have like a before and after. So before, you know, you can slap you can drink splashed in your face just for saying hey there. I don't know what that guy did wrong. I mean, again, you probably have to slow-mo it to see what exactly went wrong. It's like that. Anyway, let's see. So basically, we address the before we see the right version of things done. You know, we established the wing chick, of course, basically Brianna Oppenheimer with kind of the WC logo, but of course it's beyond what you see in the surface here, folks. The wing chick just has this magical aura about her that just kind of like works her magic. The wing chick's kind of a patented formula here, and basically we address how in the past how we've had the wingman. Of course, we're familiar with the wingman concept. You know, you have someone to bolster yourself, kind of sell you to the person you're courting, essentially. So, let's see. So we have so Poncio. Oh, the great Alex Poncio enters the fray here. Basically, we see things go. So basically, Poncio is the wingman in this case, and Poncio he's inviting I believe a librarian. He's inviting this librarian to go out. But why don't you go to my guy's pad and we can have some drink brews. You know, drink some brews. You know, some brewskis. You know.
I would rather throw up. Or no, I would rather throw up and then drink it. Or something like that.
You're one foxy lady. I'd rather throw up and drink it.
All right. But then what do we see happen with the wing chick, Dragon? What's the alternative?
Yes, of course, in terms of our kind of comedy paces here, you know, we cover the setup and now we have the fun twist. So we cover the setup like, here's your product, the wing chick, and now here's what happens when you have the wing chick. And of course, we see now.
I can do it if you don't want to get too graphic. By the way, I just realized I'm kind of putting you on the spot.
Okay, fine. Why don't you take this one?
Okay. So the wing chick is following the guy around the club, and she's just like, I don't know what to do. Your penis is just too big, and you're too good at using it. And then again, for emphasis, too big. And then, of course, a woman listening instantly offers the dude a drink.
Yes. So, but I'm sorry. By the way, Joshua Thomas, he just he's called us on something. I'm so glad he did because now we're going to feel kind of sheepish and a little stupid here. But
oh no,
I now see the minute he's brought this up. Now I remember this, but of course, a little too late. Jackie Duncan, she was in the Pokemon CHD.
Oh, was she?
She was Ash Ketchum's blind date.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I do feel rather embarrassed about that.
See, now he says I'm seeing the pic. I'm seeing the image that we have.
This is what I'm talking about, man. This is like the clown car of actors that JustGiggleIt has, man. It's hard to keep track of them all.
They're freaking chameleons, man. They're comedy chameleons.
They're just super talented clowns.
Darn you, JustGiggleIt! Why they gotta be so talented? You throw everything up. Okay, right. So point is Piper Inson's hot chick.
More credit, that was the very first sketch we ever covered on the Grab Bag. So
it was, but that's no excuse. We should have recognized those talented actors right off the bat. We should have. That's egg on our face. That's egg on our face.
Dragon, would you call it bad form?
I would. Again, Tiki, we still need to redo that thing. So
I know.
Anyway. So yes. Anyway, as you were saying,
week or so we can, but that's a whole different story.
Anyway, as you were saying, so yeah, Piper Ensign, her hot chick character is now her interest is piqued, to say the least. And he's like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" And of course, we get the thumbs up and the caw from
caw.
Oh, this caw gag's hilarious. Okay, so let's see. So then, oh yes, and we have some great commercial fodder here, and this is what I'm talking about, Tika. I love this sort of stuff. Here says the Wing Chick, brought to you by from the same makers of the Woo Crew, and then we cut to.
This is my single favorite gag in the whole episode.
This is priceless, and just to have me on the, I will admit entirely. So Joshua Thomas basically he's like kind of making like a stinger here. Or he's trying to make like a tough guy line. Of course, he has his supporting staff around him. Consisting of, just to name a few names here, Alex Poncio, we have Sager Shaikh, I believe. We have Jesse McBride. I love Jesse McBride, by the way. He reminds me of a guy from Mr. Show. And also, I believe, on the very left there with the backwards cap, we have Liz Poncio.
Oh, okay.
And they're all just going like, "Whoa!" Whoa! They're going nuts, and my God, when they go nuts, I don't mean they're just like, "Oh, they're going nuts." I mean, my God, they're hamming up the frame in all the right ways, folks. It's like a deli of comedy here. They're hamming up the fray. And of course, this is the thing that sells me. This is the thing that takes me to the Amanda Show days, and I love these sort of gags where you have like because you'd have these when you're watching the Amanda Show, you'd have these commercials that are like, "Oh man, these are too good to be true," and so hilariously awesome yet silly. And then of course they have like the little fine print saying, "No, kid, this can't actually do this. Like there's something sold separate." In this case, Woo Crew sold separately. That's the whole product. Oh, just hysterical little offshoot there. And again, it kind of fits to that SNL thing of all these hilarious kind of fictionalized commercials, and I just love what they're doing here with this, with all this commercial comedy. We've got to get more commercial comedy from JustGiggleIt.
I agree. Okay, so Dragon, don't get caught without a wing chick again in front of a hot chick. The commercial warns.
Yes, it does.
And then we see an intellectual guy is kind of chewed out, but then he's taken pity on by Crystal, which kind of gave some erase away memories right there.
Well, okay, before we get to the Crystal thing, real quick.
Okay.
This is like, no, I don't want to go. I just love how elaborate and just kind of drawn out this is. Again, just Oppenheimer here just selling this. There's this. No, I don't want to go to the Hamptons with you because and you know I hate sunbathing, I hate shopping, and I hate you. And then, of course, Crystal the librarian from the earlier scene with Ponzio. Uh, the librarian is very interested. Hi, I like the Hamptons. so,
Oh
so
God.
yet another again, Joshua Thomas. I mean, look, we know that Crystal is not a painful nerve for Joshua Thomas, but we do know, as a friend, it's kind of a shout out to a friend of his. It's like a tribute to a friend of his. This must be like a really good friend or something because Crystal showed up in at least 3 to 4, Joshua Thomas related properties here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's like a Freudian friendship thing with with Crystal. Yeah. All
All
right.
right. So Wing Chick will whip you into shape. Then it shows the Wing Chick. I thought that you wanted pussy, not that you were one.
I love the physical comedy here cracks me up because I love how she's basically she's lifting him up and down. Caw, caw. But no, seriously, sound effect is hilarious as a size. Love the physical comedy here. It's just lifting him up and down. I love that. Again, the Wing Chick is kind of this. It's a perfect product almost. Again, it's like an inhuman Again, it's kind of this perfect product in a way.
Uh,
All right.
the nutrition dragon. The
Okay.
nutrition.
This one was hysterical. So
We got poor Alex Poncio staring at two delicious looking cupcakes.
yes, two very tantalizing cupcakes. And of course, now, the Wing Chick, so again, the gist of the Wing Chick being kind of the perfect product here is that the Wing Chick not only bolsters your confidence, it helps motivate you with your workout method. Again, multi purposes behind this Wing Chick. And I love you getting bang for your buck with the Wing Chick here. Sounds like a very worthwhile endeavor. And of course, again, helping getting your diet in line here, we have Poncio tantalized by these cupcakes on a plate, Wing Chick standing in front of it. And I want to shout this out, by the way. This was so well framed. I think everything's in the frame the way you need it to. You're not like doing it's like all in one shot framing. We have the Wing Chick, again, perfect shot of censorship in a way that doesn't undercut the comedy, isn't distracting. She's face, we have her from behind. We have Poncio and the cupcakes from in the foreground, like below him. It's all perfectly framed. Great work, I presume, by the DP and the cameraman, or again, just the whole shebang. So, do you want those?
Those or these?
Or she lifts her Wing Chick shirt up, and basically, do we have this beautiful by Ponzi?
I love how Poncio's just so sad about the predicament. He's just like, those.
I love how I've never seen a man more pained by lack of cupcake. It's just you see like the pain of like, oh, he wants the cupcake, but he wants those more. To pull a reference from the Probilski interview, again, women and cake, folks. Women and cake, gentlemen. It's always a winning analogy. Cake.
All right.
This case, cupcakes.
So to order Wing Chick Dragon, call 1-800-FAILURE.
Well, remember, don't like only a chick can help you stick. In 10 easy payments of $19.95. Why 10? This is correct. Why 10? Because that's the level of girls you'll be pulling. And of course, they have a disclaimer underneath that just cracks me up here. It says, your results may vary. Realistically, they'll be 7s.
Dragon, I'd be more than happy with a 7. All right, give me a 5. All right, give me a 5.
Well, I do love the number 5, so it's kind of a 5 too. Anyway, so again, 5-7, whatever your pleasure is. You have to call 1-800-324-5873, otherwise known as 1-800-FAILURE. Which, by the way, I looked that up. That if you look at the numbers and the dials and everything, it does actually spell out failure. So it wasn't just like they made up numbers and hoped that it would just spell. So sometimes they'll do that in comedy, but no, it actually what?
I said, did you try calling it?
No, this isn't Better Call Saul. I
was about to say, like, what if JustGiggleIt had like a Better Call Saul vibe? Joshua Thomas, get on that. That'd be wonderful. Like, set up a phone line for the Wing Chick.
Tell me something. Did you? You don't have to get into any details here, but did you watch? Did you check out Better Call Saul yet?
Have I checked out? Of course I did. Yes.
Well, I knew you were in the middle of other things. I wasn't sure.
All right.
My point is, there was a number in that episode that I was so like giddy about, and so far, just hopefully they're gonna have like a number built in for that one.
Oh,
get there. Okay. Yes. Okay. So phone numbers aside, here it says more. You want You want more? Yes. Call in the next. Like, is there more? Basically, how you sweeten the deal. You know, whenever you watch like a television commercial, like one of those cheesy
But wait,
infomercials.
there's more.
Exactly. They're trying to sweeten the deal and get you to pick up. If you call in the next 3 minutes, we'll throw in La Chica de Ala. La Chica de Ala being a Sofia Vergara with kind of like, I believe, like a wing chick shirt, like a wing chick
Oh my
logo kind
god.
of printed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much is a cardboard cutout of Sofia Vergara, by the way. So I will say this: the only knock that I had, the only time I think there was only one forced laugh in this thing, just one. The fake-looking sombrero, I feel is like, yeah, come on, guys, you're better than the fake sombrero.
Yeah, it's Photoshop. What are you gonna do?
I'm just saying, like, they couldn't have. I'm probably was a budget thing. I don't know. He's getting like the real sombrero would have sold that gag more to me. It would have been more hilarious and over the top. But we have like the photo, like a little. I don't know. It's like my one nitpick for the whole thing. So, by the way, of course, it's kind of a no-brainer, but La Chica de Ala is wing chick in Spanish, from what I understand. Well, fun fact. Okay, so they're pulling from this really obscure film, by the way, so this really obscure clip, and this is a very SNL-esque gag here, where like an SNL, a lot of times they pull real footage and you'd have like a subtitle or something underneath it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we do here, where basically, unless you want to say what it is, Steve, I can just dance.
Yeah, I can say it. I can say it.
All right, what do you got? You tell them.
All right. Basically, what I have is the guy's like, I don't think this is gonna work, and La Chica de Ala Dragon is saying, "Oh, it will work. I tell the white woman that white guy have big pee-pee."
Yes.
So, and the classiest motherfuckers tend to write that kind of dialogue, Dragon.
Of course, but we pan over, and again, this is like, I don't know if this is why they chose the.
I'm not selling it. I think the comedy of it really comes from the stock footage.
Tiki, that we love our stock footage gags, because I can remember time and time again on Freakazoid they'd pull like a stock footage gag. Remember that episode of where they had that man in the dress? Says, I don't know, there's a man in there. We actually see the clip of the man in the dress and like all these hilarious kind of stock, like Relaxo Vision, all those great gags. So yeah. I'm a sucker for repurposing footage like that. But I tell you this, I can't remember if they I can't remember how this looked off the top of my head here, because basically what happened was, I don't know if the footage just naturally panned over to this to the white girl in question, like over there dancing with another guy or guys trying to impress in the footage. I don't know if it was a natural pan over there or if they kind of panned over within the footage. I can't quite recall, but either it was well simulated, or it was an excellent pull of footage. Like, sift through that footage and find it. Woman didn't look like Sofia Vergara, but again, if that footage, if that pan is like built in there, you understand exactly why they picked it. All right, let's see, what do we got after that? Oh yes, okay. So then we have. Oh god, we have like basically everything. We have kind of a final sell here. We have Wing Chick, La Chica de Ala, all the women you could ever get otherwise. All the women you could ever get otherwise. And of course, we have like a little disclaimer: hot Asian and Spice Girls. We basically, as we see all these other women, we see like all these various women, including the Spice Girls, kind of pop up on the screen, not included. And we hear, of course, the caw sound. If we wanted to fuse a few references here, Tiki, we could say, "Are you a cop?"
Oh my god! Oh my god! Sure.
I'm sure Brian Wiley somewhere either feels like
yeah.
Brian Wiley either kind of feels like a disturbance in the comedy force on that one, or he's just, or he'd like that one. I don't know. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, this guy cracked me up, by the way. Okay, so then just. Call now. Our operators are standing by, and then we see Lizzie.
I'm standing.
Lizzie Poncio. I'm standing. It's hilariously just good. Lizzie Poncio. She's on this phone standing, and then of course, or order online, because people do that. Do that anyway. Of course, we have I'm standing, because again, she's still standing because it's like it's a smartphone. She can still do the online thing on the phone. So let's see. So we have this. So, by the way, with that, I just wanted to, because we're kind of breaking down the comedy here, but I wanted to point out that I do like that there's a bit of kind of satirical, observational comedy in that, saying, yeah, whenever you see, like, why do we see these commercials on these days if people are just going to go online and look for things anyway? Because sometimes, Sometimes I think now they're slowly getting rid of it, T, because I can't remember as many of these types of commercials that they're parroting on TV. Like kind of those. They're still paid programming. I know that's still on TV, but I'm saying other things like on regular kind of daytime television.
On regular TV, I think you're right. I think infomercials are really just like kind of exclusive to the paid programming right now.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, again, this is kind of a smart observation of we're kind of parroting kind of an outmoded thing, but my God, you again, it's kind of dipping into a well that everybody has at least seen once in their life. Except for those young bucks now, those young those young kids are like saying, "What is this based on? I have no idea what's going on. Like, we don't have any commercials like this anymore.
All right,
it's all law firms and lawsuits now."
All right, and then it ends out with the wing chick basically saying, "If you had me right now, you wouldn't be watching this commercial. You'd be boning."
Go!
And then Jessica from Watching You pops up with a really quick "no banging."
Exactly what my mind jumped to at that when that guy kept like "no banging."
You could just picture that, right? You could just picture like Prabilski in the yellow jacket, like popping up with a bubble, like "no banging."
Prabilski just sold that line in every way. I don't have to tell you. I keep thinking of it. Again, just like the body language and everything on that line. It's just like it's indelibly imprinted in my brain now. That line, that's like the perfect setup for a gag like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So then, of course, we have our kind of subscriber thing. Like we have Alex Ponce. Hey guys, Alex here. Yeah, that whole thing of Alex Ponce just saying, "Hey, subscribe it again." Of course, folks, if you're not subscribed to Just Giggle already, do it. I mean, seriously, do it. Of course, we had some outtakes with Jackie
trying to pronounce La Chica de Allah.
Yes. having a kind of a difficult time, basically kind of rearranging some of the La Chica de Allah.
Also, I think she's kind of having a reaction like, "What the hell are you guys doing? This is ridiculous."
Give me Ash Ketchum. That was believable.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Ash Ketchum on the dating scene. I buy this.
I don't have a dad.
Oh God.
All right.
Oh, hey, well, fun fact, she's Australian.
Oh, nice.
Now we know.
Okay,
so fun fact. I don't mean that any salt, by the way. I like a good informative fact now and again. So.
Yeah. Anything else, Dragon, or should we just get into final thoughts?
Let's get into final thoughts. Hey, that's the end. That's all she wrote on it. So what do you got?
I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. It's definitely a really funny commercial parody. Again, I think the Woo crew was probably stole the show for me. Like, trust me, folks, I would take a whole 3 minutes on just the Woo crew.
Spin off.
But yeah, overall, there's really not a ton to complain about with this sketch. It's really ironclad. It's rock solid. I feel like all the performers are really good in it. I think this has a great kind of sampling of Just Giggle It talent involved. You got your Poncios, you got your Joshua Thomas, you got your Piper Henson, but then you also have a lot of guys like like Lizzie Poncio, for example, and others who show up a lot, but might not be like names like the others are. It's great that all of these people are here helping to make this one a memorable sketch. It's a really good kind of example of what the community element of Just Giggle It can set their mind to and achieve.
Right. Okay. Okay. My final thoughts are: this whole thing is a very solid ad comedy, which I do find quite enjoyable when it's done right. And I gotta say this, I mean this I'm not trying to kiss up to anybody here. I legitimately mean this. I mean, this is ad comedy that can stand shoulder to shoulder with some of the greats. Like I love more of this in the future from Just Giggle. I mean, this was delightful. It was short, sweet, hilarious to the point. It's quite memorable. It has, like, again, if basically the wing chick itself for some reason doesn't grab you have Woo Crew to fall back on. You have like a lot of
right.
It kind of, it's like there's a fallback in there. It's again, the only nitpick I have is that again they didn't go with the actual sombrero, which would have been like a hysterical visual. But again, we still have a sombrero in there. It fits into kind of that Saul Goodman commercial cheese. So regardless, it's still fine. It still works perfectly fine. I had a really great time with this. I'd love to see more, and I can't say enough nice things about this one. The performance was good. It captured, Just Giggle It has done so well. I mean, of course, let's see. I just want to get this right here. Of course, we've always praised Just Giggle It. Traditionally, I think this is kind of interesting for us. I think this might be kind of a first that really differs from this for us. Where usually we've had a comedy style by Just Giggle that usually, as we've liked to say, kind of takes the Spinal Tap approach. It kind of takes the knob and it cranks it up to 11. And in doing so, you have it either goes like super absurd, like it kind of cranks up and gets progressively more absurd, or it gets progressively starts in like kind of a funny place and gets kind of progressively more darkly funny as it keeps going. Like it kind of amps up without holding back, and it kind of pushes the barrier. Or you can go in this case, I think it actually literally fit into the Spinal Tap thing, where it had kind of a great satirical. It had that great satirical comedy to it. That yes, we've seen infomercials like this, and this is just kind of we kind of take the absurd, and we take the absurd, and we take kind of the realistic, and we kind of meld them together to be something that you've seen something like this before, but what if we acknowledge this for what this is, just ridiculous marketing, and that's what it is in the best of ways. And they had fun with that, and they used that to their full advantage, and it pays off. Again, this is kind of I know you like to use like the whole height of their power thing. Like, I don't know if this is just at the height of their power, but this is them at kind of their most comfortably easy of like, we can just crank out quality like this. This is kind of them at their most complacent in a good way. It's like them, like they push a button, and it's like, yes, comedy gold. This kind of feels like kind of a factory produced, like a JGI standard, if you will. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, by the way, just to give a few shout outs here, just Giggle It. Joshua Thomas, he's been plugging a few projects lately that he's been working on. Of course, again, that guy, super busy. I don't know how he manages to do it all and to chime in here and just like here and there and kind of give us some fun facts like Miss Duncan is from Australia, and that she's Australian. Sorry, well, by proxy, I think it means she's from Australia. But the point is,
semantics.
We're getting tripped up over semantics here. A few shout outs here. We have this. I gotta look back at the proper title, but there's going to be a spinoff from the Ear Time podcast that Joshua Thomas is working on. That sounds amazing. It's this Ear Time radio drama essentially. It's not. I don't know if it's necessarily
it's like serial-esque, except fictionalized. That's like the best way I can describe it.
I don't know if it's necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily like a superhero serial, but it's an action movie, very much so. It's kind of basically we got a tease of it, and he kind of teased everybody with kind of the first, if not the pilot, then let's just say a first teaser installment of this Ear Time radio spinoff, like kind of this Ear Time kind of radio play spinoff, and it's fantastic. It's phenomenal. It's like very much theater of the mind in the best of ways. I mean, that's just Gale. How can it get any better? They brought back radio, darn it, and that's been lacking. We've had
talk radio. Back radio. My God, what else can't they do?
Yes, yes, and also a recent project. I don't know if you're aware of this, Tiki. Just Giggle It recent. There's no title to it officially quite yet, at least as far as I could find. I think as far as at least the public could find at this juncture. Bear in mind, of course, Joshua Thomas is always thinking a few steps ahead of the rest of us here. But there's this new project. It sounds my best description of it's like watching you meets Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's the best way I could sell it to you. Sort of it's Joshua Thomas and this actress. I'm not sure. I don't think we've seen her before. Here, one second. I just want to get her name just to make sure I don't kind of snub her here. Oh yes. So let me give you the official premise here. So there's a new series pilot that they're shooting next week. A pilot, bear in mind, with Emma Leonard. Emma Leonard. Another. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm putting two together here. We have another Australian actress, Australian star, Emma Leonard. And Joshua Thomas, they're doing this pilot together, and essentially they play two angels who are trying to convince God to allow them to reboot the Earth. Which again sounds very interesting, right?
It sounds incredibly interesting.
I know. I mean, I'm so sold by it because again, one, it kind of reminds me of Preacher.
Right, that is very Hitchhikers-esque.
See, here's the thing. Initially, I was thinking of Preacher. I know you haven't really, you never finished. At the very least, you still need basically Preacher's still going like Preacher's into the third season. You need to get caught up to say at least. My point is, you have these two angel characters in Preacher that were just simply delightful. So the minute I heard like two angels and kind of like a little mission.
Well, of course, my mind instantly goes to Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Dogma.
Oh, sure, by all means. That's another great angel pairing. I'm just saying, I'm thinking like most recently, I'm thinking like the wonderful kind of angel kind of pairing we had on Preacher. But I say Hitchhikers because it feels very much like, of course, Hitchhiker is a big moment in that film where I guess the
Well,
book
I mean,
series.
rebooting the Earth is definitely Hitchhiker's territory for sure.
So I mean, just given the caliber of storytelling and kind of smart writing that we've gotten from JustGiggleIt and Joshua Thomas on a regular basis, I would expect there to be kind of a commentary on reboots and of course kind of the basically like a big ethical kind of question surrounding reboots to be explored in this. I'd imagine basically humanity at stake instead of like films and stuff. So I mean, I think there's tons of potential with this idea. I really do.
Yeah, I'm all board for it for sure.
At the very least, I'm hoping that we're going to get a pilot and we can see the pilot. And hopefully, if there's like, hey, if many people like this pilot, we get more episodes. Who knows? I don't know. But again, folks, while we're on that topic, again, Harley Quinn the Joker episode 5. That's the one you got to watch to get more episodes. Get more episodes of that. The rest of the stuff is like it's research and development right now. It's coming and it'll be like a trial and error process. But I mean, Harley Quinn the Joker, folks, that's real. That's tangible. We can do it. Okay, and of course, final plugs before we go away here, folks. Of course, next week we'll be back.
My final thoughts, Dragon. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, you start.
Like 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
I said my final thoughts for like 10 minutes ago. I don't know where you went off with after your final thoughts.
Well, no, I'm just doing some housekeeping. Now we've reached the end of the final thoughts.
Okay. I'm just saying I've already kind of put in my 2 cents. So.
Of course, folks, final reminder here, just of course in the comments or the Just Giggle community page or one of our past videos, ideally this video, next week we're coming back to do more Just Giggle grab bag. You leave, you shout out what you want to see us recap next. We will add it to the docket. We will absolutely get to that. We have one selected that we'll announce next week. You've got a lot of really great options suggested by the fine fans. Of course, you fans will direct this season of the grab bag. We'll be talking about what we cover. We'll give you a shout out. We'll have links in the comments, the whole shebang. Roll out the red carpet, the proverbial red carpet out for you. Bells on, you name it. So that said, I guess that's going to do it for us, right?
Yeah.
All right, folks. That said, it's been a blast. It's been a hoot. Thank you all for joining us. Demota B, Joshua Thomas, presumably from Just Giggle It, and many more who will tune in and enjoy this. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, when in a bind, go for the wing chick. That's all for the grab bag until you see what we're pulling out next time.
You want?